Hello and welcome to Sunday Arts. I'm Michael Veitch. Have you ever sat in a concert hall listening to a string quartet and thought to yourself, well, this is great, but gee, wouldn't a beer go down nicely right about now? Well, thanks to Adelaide's Zephyr Quartet, those two concepts are not mutually exclusive. At a Zephyr gig, you might find yourself sitting or even standing in a pub or a nightclub, drink in hand, listening to the work of a contemporary composer, especially commissioned for the occasion. So let's meet Zephyr as they prepare for a challenging concert in a typically atypical venue. Oh, and feel free to fix yourself something while you watch.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Den of Zephyr. This is my lounge room. It would perhaps be nice to have a, whiz-bang rehearsal studio, but, we're happy here, we're busy, we've been working hard, and we're currently doing Brendan's piece. Well, I guess we're pretty crazy, really, to kind of go 5 days before a set concert to begin quite a big project like this.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's good to work, intensely. It makes you focus really, really, really well. It's still really hard to play out of time.
Yeah. At the end, that stuff at the end was actually really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
While the string quartet are playing, in essence, I'm also playing an instrument. It's a sampling instrument that is able to record them and play it back at the same time as they are playing an altering.
Yeah, so string quartet plus one, and when the one is something electronic, it opens out all sorts of possibilities. It's just been amazing kind of seeing what 8 individuals come up with as their piece for a string quartet. And one of the highlights was being in the Elder New Music Ensemble, which was conducted by Graham Dudley, and I discovered a real love of contemporary music, and especially working with composers and the joy of that.
I've been involved with and watched Zephyr for years now. I love the way they have a go at things, and I love the way they attract really interesting composers.
So on the beat, everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it syncs up like the sound.
Most string quartets are fairly staid affairs. They play for fairly conventional repertoire in fairly conventional venues. An event like this, where a string quartet is playing 8 new pieces in one evening, is a real exception.
I'm not really nervous, but I just hope some people come. Well, it's been 2 years in the making, and for it all to come off and for most of the composers to be here from all around Australia, it's pretty incredible. And yeah, I can't believe it's happening, really.
Okay, I based the piece on the poem. It's about an Iranian woman who's been detained by the authorities. And she's been questioned and asked to confess to something that she hasn't done. Well, I didn't want to respond to the piece as just an angry expression. I wanted there to be some beauty in the rebellion and in the strength that the woman finds in herself.
Yeah, this is great. I mean, we're hearing a piece, Fiona's piece, which is about issues that are today's issues, about the now. I mean, Beethoven's now was writing about Napoleon. But this isn't then, it's now.
Well, my piece began as a response to this photo, which I saw in Bill Henson's exhibition last year in Sydney. He's stuck in a moment of surrender. Don't know if it's for the good or the bad, which way he's going to go. Is he tortured or in ecstasy? Is he asleep or is he dead? So I started looking at sound qualities that could reflect the ambiguity of the state he's in. Yeah, but I think it would have to be the harmonic, because otherwise... Yeah, and in this bit you're accompanying this Turkish sample, so just try and stay under it a little bit, yeah. Well, I'm curious to see if they'll be able to play the piece. And I don't mean technically, but whether I've written it in a comfortable way for them to play along with this pre-recorded track. Because it's one thing to play together, and it's another thing entirely to have half of your brain listening to something you're playing along with that isn't being played by live people. It sounds really simplistic, but they really love music and discovering new kinds of music and seeing where they can take the sound of a string quartet.
It's important that classical music and groups like Zephyr find new audiences, and that really does mean they have to do the finding.
Yeah, we chose this venue because it is very cool. It's not a kind of traditional space to perform in.
Thanks very much. We're just going to take a quick break.
Well, we really love playing in venues where people can get a drink and sit and chat a little bit if they want to and experience the music in a bit more of a social, relaxed setting. And the first thing we did actually as a group was that we played a performance with a jazz trio. So I guess right from the outset, you know, we were doing things a little bit left of centre. And also in that first performance we played original compositions by the members of the group, so that's always been a very big part of what Zephyr's about.
Belinda's improvising here, and a lot of people would find that as a pretty unusual thing for a classical musician to do. Which is odd, because in fact if you go back to Beethoven and Bach's day, this was something that they were incredibly skilled at doing, and audiences absolutely loved hearing them do it.
For a classical musician that's scary, but once you get past kind of being scared, it's very, very liberating. And it really forces you to listen in a completely different way. That was a beautiful piece, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yes.
This is a little piece called Glitch Girl. There's no pre-recorded backing of any sort. We're sampling the strings as we go and then playing them back in different orders and chopping them up and doing all sorts of crazy things to them. So wish us luck. It's worked sometimes in rehearsal and it hasn't worked at other times. So we'll just see how it goes and have a bit of fun with it.
Just trying to communicate the feeling of being in an uncomfortable place in your life, in an uncomfortable space, whatever, but still managing to find a comfort there.
I like this technique that Brendan's using. It's this idea of being able to, using modern technology, incorporate what's happened with what's actually happening live, so that it's like a flashback technique.
I haven't done this before, so it is uncomfortable, but that's great. You know, pushing yourself to places that you haven't been before. It's, you know, one of the best bits of it.
I'm glad some people came. No, it was fun. It was really good.
It's the biggest release and relief now.
We kept on saying it was a quintet, that one. It really was another member of the quartet rather than a backing track. You know, it's really very exciting. Yeah.
I think classical music's alive and well. It's young, forward-looking, and new audiences are being built. I'd just like to see a good deal more of the arts dollar go in this direction.
It's been a long week, a very long week, put it that way. I'm really looking forward to getting a drink.